All right, we are back at Bass Creek Golf Club just outside of Janesville, Wisconsin, the beautiful small town of Footville. And we are here to test the Garmin Approach R10. We did this test a couple years ago. Since then, obviously there's been some firmware updates, there's been some software updates, and you guys have so kindly asked us to get back out to the range and test it out to see where it's at numbers-wise. So we're gonna do an accuracy test today. So in today's accuracy test, we're going to just focus on the carry distance and the shot shape that the Garmin provides its app on the iPad. We're gonna be doing 20 shots with the hybrid with a 6-iron and a pitching wedge. And we're gonna start with the 4 hybrid, onto the testing.
There's just blasting metal in there.
Oh, I can't even hear it. Yeah, they are. Awesome.
4.
Oh, holy woo. That was close.
191 from the Garmin. Yeah, I hit that well. That seems about right. 173 in real life. That was so bad.
That was like in their front yard and there's people walking around over there. I refuse to go get that one. Curved off a little more.
186 on the Garmin. 168 on real life. 168. Yeah, these numbers are pretty far off right now, but I think it's the wind. I really do. $177 on the Garmin. 172 in real life. So as you can see, the first few shots here, real life numbers are decently less than what the Garmin's reading, and I think it's because you can see the flags out there. The wind is blowing towards us. The flags are kind of coming towards us. So I think that's really knocking down my high lofted 4 hybrid. I know I hit a really high 4 hybrid, so it's probably coming just straight down out there and honestly not even rolling out at all. So
I'd try headbanging if it didn't think it would just like totally rip my spine out of my back.
Four.
Which way should we go? This way, this way, this way, this way, this way.
171. 170. That's a good one.
People fear me when I pull this one at the mosh pits.
Everyone clears the space around Tim when he busts out the inflatable tube guy dance.
$182 to $173. Huh. So after finishing up the 4 hybrid, numbers were okay, not horrible, not great. I think a lot of it can be attributed to the wind. We have a pretty strong wind, gusting at times. According to AccuWeather, we looked it up, winds averaging about 7-8 miles an hour today with gusts up to 12. Sometimes it seems maybe like the gusts are a little bit stronger than that. So, you know, it's hard to tell if that's really accurate, especially being out in the middle of farm fields in Wisconsin here. Like, wind gets kicked up pretty good. So typically this is around my 200 club. I'm not swinging it that great today either, so it's kind of hard to tell. But when I hit it decently, the Garmin was around the numbers that I normally hit it. In real life, the number would be, you know, 10 to 15 yards shorter, which makes sense based on the wind. Along with the numbers, the flight path was actually really good. Anytime I took a peek down at the iPad, seemed like anytime I hit it right or left, you know, it knew. Anytime I hit a big draw or a hook, which I did a couple of, it definitely knew. Even when I hit a little low stinger on accident, it caught it. So yeah, it definitely is pretty good at catching which direction the ball is flying and what kind of spin is on it. So at Carl's place, we've been doing these range tests for years now, and we've never had our own rangefinder. We're an indoor golf company, so thanks to Vortex for sending us the Anarch model that we're using today. They sent us a couple other models to test out. This thing is phenomenal. It locks on right away. It's got the magnet in here so you can attach it to any metal surface and it works. And it's got so many other features that we haven't even really dove into yet, but for our purpose today, all we need is a quick little, distance, but I'm looking forward to exploring what's more in here. All right, and now we're on to the 6-iron.
That's in the field. I'm not chasing that down.
That, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call a shank. And the Garmin picked right up on it. .147 to 145. There we go. That's better.
What was that shot?
Distances, very good. 124, real life 121 on the sim.
We've got our daughter into playing pool at bars now. She loves it. That sounds so Wisconsinite. Oh yeah, just bringing the daughter to the bar so we can have some beers.
Oh, my back is.
Yeah, that's what Mo was complaining about too. What'd you do?
I was playing pickleball.
163, that sounds about right, Garmin. 158.
Playing pickleball. It's like the most old man answer you could give. Playing pickleball. This way, this way, this way, this way.
158. Ooh. Garmin had me getting strong there. 170.
My old man thing that I do, one of them, is I downloaded an app that when you load it up, it listens for bird calls and it tells you what birds are around
Hell
you.
yeah, dude.
It's so sweet.
I have the exact same app, probably.
165 from the Garmin. 160 in real life. All right, so we just finished up the 6-iron here. Numbers were better than the 4 hybrid, so that's good improvement, as that's pretty consistent amongst most launch motors that we test. Obviously, the shorter the distance, the less margin for error you're dealing with. So a lot of them, the real life numbers were less than the Garmin would read. I can attribute that probably to this crosswind or slightly in our face wind. I would imagine those were going to be, the real life numbers would be less than the Garmin, so totally understand those numbers. Overall, it was about 7 yards off on average for a 4.6% difference. So the numbers were pretty good. Flight path was, anytime I noticed it, was pretty spot on. I mean, if I missed right, it got it. If I missed left, it got it. If I tried to hit a draw, it showed it a little bit. If I tried to hit a fade, the one time Mo and I decided to hit a fade, it definitely showed it. So yeah, flight path was pretty good. Now we're going on to pitching wedge. .118 to 121.
Fun fact,
Okay, let's hear it.
Vortex optic started by a guy who liked to do bird watching.
Really?
Yep.
Well, there you go. Shout out Vortex.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he just wanted better glass, better binoculars for bird watching, and that's how that came about. It turned into scopes for shooting birds. No.
Real nice, 101 on the carry distance. .98. 4. Oh boy.
Ah!
Oh, I got him.
Right? Gotcha.
Ah! I'm sorry, John. You good? I guess we need Tim back here so he's not so dang accurate.
It was bound to happen someday.
Just a little to your right.
I keep losing them the instant they leave the shack.
116. 105.
A little to your right. That was like right at him. 4. Oh my God.
111. 107.
Come towards me.
Oh, come towards you?
Yeah.
115, 121. Just a little bit to the left. 106. 108.
I'm gonna tell Carl I took a ball for him today.
The ultimate sacrifice.
All right, so after hitting 20 shots with the pitching wedge and looking at the data, comparatively to the 6-iron, it was actually worse percentage-wise. There were some numbers that were pretty far off that might have weighted that percentage, up more. So if you take out some of those outliers, it might have been better. But I did also notice, I looked a little bit more closely at the ball flight this time, and there were some where I would miss right and it would be a big turn left and vice versa. And I think those are where the numbers were off too. So I am wondering if it just missed the spin on those and the carry distances were off because the spin was off. So going back to what I said earlier in the test, RCT balls will definitely help with that. They're the little balls with the metallic inside that help the radar read the spin. You're going to get more accurate numbers. So obviously we're not going to use those RCT balls out at the range when there's other balls that's going to mix in with because those are expensive balls and we want to make sure we don't lose them. So otherwise, the ones, majority of the shots were decent, but not as well performing as the 6-iron. All right, so if we look at the numbers from today, 4 hybrid was an average of 6.92% off. Real life carry distance versus Garmin carry distance. When we first did our Garmin tests a couple years ago, we used a driver at a bigger range and that was only 3.06% off. Obviously conditions can play a factor. It was pretty windy today. And my swing was not as sharp as it has been this year. So there's definitely some factors going into that. 6-iron today was 4.6% off. A couple years ago, it was 3.39%. So again, I think the wind might have played a factor in that. And if we look at the pitching wedge numbers, today was actually better than a couple years ago. A couple years ago, it was 7.34% off for the pitching wedge, and today it was 5.49%. So overall, pitching wedge numbers improved. 6-iron and 4 hybrid versus driver and 6-iron did not improve, but I think with those longer shots today, with the wind in our face, there was more of an effect from that wind. So if you're looking to get into the indoor golf space, the Garmin is a great entry-level option. It gives you decently accurate numbers, especially at a great price point. $600 for Launchmar, you can't complain about that. There's a couple others that are entering the industry that are competitive in that price range. Otherwise, you could upgrade to one in the $2,000 to $3,000 range, such as the Mevo Plus, the Unicore iMini Lite, and you'll get better numbers there. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see any more Launchmars tested at the range, comment below, and we'll see you in the next one.